Alright, students, let's talk about our latest and greatest project. Uh, Here's what we're doing. We are going to make a mutant animal. I'm going to show you how to use a new tool called the clone stamp. Okay, now I got my kitty bee that I made. It's a cat and a bee combined together. I used this picture right here of this cat and then this picture of this bee, and I used the clone stamp to put his face right here. Okay, so let's learn how to do that. Well, I'm gonna get on my bee picture, okay, and uh, actually take that back. I'm gonna go to my kitty picture here. You may or may not know this, but if you hover over your tool with your mouse, it will tell you what it does. So I have right here the clone stamp tool, and it says it paints with pixels from another part of an image. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is kind of make a stamp of the kitty's face. Okay, now I have the size of the clone stamp. It's like a paintbrush, and you can, like, if you want to just dial in the nose there, but I'm gonna push it up to like about 400 pixels and get kind of like where it's around his face. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to hold down the Alt key. This is an important part. I'm gonna hold the Alt key down. It's next to the space bar. It says ALT. Alt, and then when I hold that down, I get a little bit of a bullseye here, and I'm gonna go click. Now what that has done is it sort of made a little stamp that I can use. Okay, I'm gonna click on my B tab here, and I'm gonna just kind of, oh, you know what, before I stamp it, you know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just create another layer. I'm gonna click new layer. I'm gonna just call it kitty face. That's important. Okay, now also I'm gonna rename my background here. I'm just gonna double click on it. It says layer 0, and I'm gonna just put B background. Okay, I'm gonna click OK. Now I'm gonna go back and select where it says kitty face, that kitty face layer, and I'm gonna just stamp this. Okay, so this is what it is now. Okay, so see, I got this kind of stamp that I made. So let's make an adjustment. This is pretty cool what we're gonna do. We're gonna image, we're gonna go to adjustments, and then we're gonna go to match color. Okay, now right here I'm gonna choose the source file. We're in the B file right now, so I'm gonna choose the B file, and then I want to select the B background layer. So what that's going to do is select the yellows from the B background. See how I named my B background layer, the B picture of that? I'm going to select that layer, and what it's going to do is it's going to take the yellows of the B background layer and bring them into the kitty layer. Okay, and I can also tweak the luminance there and the color intensity. Okay, and just play around with that. Okay, I'm gonna click OK. Now that sort of matched up the yellows. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to go back here and play around. I'm going to edit, transform, and scale again, and just kind of make my kitty face just a little bit, place just a little bit better. Okay, so I got this going on right here. I am going to take my eraser tool and get rid of some of the forehead here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see what we got now. Okay, still want to kind of get the mouth to where it is over the that stuff. Okay, I might just do the distort here and just stretch it out a little bit. Okay, and I can use my arrow keys and really dial it in too. Okay, then I'm gonna hit enter. So that looks pretty good. There's my kitty bee. Okay, you know, you can still see some of the little bee mandible things there. That's fine. Okay, if it's close enough, that's great. This I'm happy with this. It looks pretty good. Now this one's slightly different. I've zoomed in a little bit more in the face, but it has a different effect. You know, you play around with it. Okay, so this is what you're doing. You're making a mutant animal. All right, let's take and make another one. Okay, so I got a picture of a gorilla here, and I got a picture of a lion. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my clone stamp going right here, and I am press the Alt key and I'm going to grab this picture of grab the lion right there in the nose. I'm going to click that. Okay. So now I'm going to take my and put it on top of my gorilla. I'm going to make a new layer. New layer. I'm going to call it lion face. And so I'm on that layer. So I'm just going to stamp it right here. Okay. I'm going to go to edit, transform, scale. So I'm going to make that just slightly bigger. Okay, you can even use your arrow keys to move things around. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to turn that off and get my eraser and sort of do some of this business right here. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got going. Okay, just get rid of some of this. Alright, so I'm going to do that. Get rid of some of that going right there. Alright, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to make that adjustment real quick. Okay, and I'm going to go to image adjustments. I'm going to go to match color. Again, we're in the gorilla file, so we're going to choose that, and then we're going to choose the layer 1, which is, if you look by my neck right there, that's the gorilla layer. Okay, now see how it's shifted the tones there. Okay, I'm going to play with this just a little bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. That's like a good, and I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to make my brush just a little bit smaller for the eraser here, just so I can really dial it in. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, now I might go up here to edit and transform and scale and just resize it just a hair. Okay, oops, I don't like that. Okay, alright, so I'm going to go to edit, transform, I'm going to go to distort here and just stretch him a little bit. There we go. See how it kind of, I'm liking that. It looks pretty good. So really got him kind of overlaying the eyes there pretty good. Okay. So I might get rid of some of his little chin here, hair. Maybe some of his cheek there. Okay. So there you go. There's a gorilla with a lion's face. Okay. It's pretty good. You know, obviously I could do better if I took more time, but you get the idea. Good luck.